Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending where you are joining us from. Today, we are going to have a very interactive conversation and session in a hybrid format. My name is Osei Keja, and I'll be your moderator for this session. Internet Society Youth and Alumni Leaders Shaping the Internet. That's the session topic, and we intend to interrogate it, we intend to have fun, and we intend to connect and bond over what has brought us together here, the internet. And young people be at the frontiers, young people leading this conversation, we intend to have fun. So we are having fun today. It's all about fun. With me here are thoroughbred, very extremely grounded, well-respected, and methodical in terms of the internet ecosystem, young people who are shaping the internet. And I'll give them the platform to introduce themselves shortly, briefly, before we go to the concept note, also the session, what we intend to discuss here. But it promises to be a great conversation. It promises to be a very lively conversation. So over to you, Ihita.
Right, thank you so much, Jose. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I am Ahita. I'm an alumni of the Internet Society. At that time, it was called the Youth at IGF program of the 2018 edition. And I am currently the coordinator of Youth IGF India that's been running for the last 7 years, and this is our 8th year. I work in the cybersecurity space, and I'm going to limit my introduction to that and hand it over.
Hello everyone. It's me, Sadiqcha Silwal. I am a current youth ambassador for Internet Society. I am a licensed advocate and a human rights activist based in Kathmandu, Nepal. Coming from a law background, I'm more into legal policy and reform. So I am also in the Nepal chapter of ISOC. I am been actively involved from past 4 years in YIGF Nepal, where we conduct an annual flagship event of Youth Ambassador YIGF. And I have been actively involved in shaping the policy environment in Nepal, doing policy research and policy brief in a social media bill, IT and cybersecurity bill. I think that will be my introduction.
Thank you, everyone. Hello, dear alumni, dear participants online. My name is Usama El Marai. I am from Morocco, and I am a youth ambassador for the ISOC, for the Internet Society. I work in the data space, so I work with medium and large corporates, basically helping them with their data infrastructure, business intelligence, data governance, data analysis. I'm also active in the sustainability space. I worked with many teams, energy teams especially, to help them monitor their energy consumption, especially in the industry phase, predicting their annual energy consumption, and also looking for any opportunities for saving. So happy to be here with you guys.
Amazing. I feel excited when young people are taking all over the spaces. And with us here are youth coordinators from Benin to Nigeria to Gambia, Russia, all over here as alumni and as coordinators. And it's very exciting to be here. It's a hybrid event, and we have our online moderator, Chris Odu. Chris, can you hear us? If our online moderator can open the mic. Okay, we will revisit soon. So this session primarily is just going to look at young NRI coordinators. Myself, as I'll introduce myself, I'm Osei Keja, a West African Youth IGF coordinator. And we discuss multi-stakeholder leadership in shaping the internet, the role of leaders in global internet governance, and also Internet Society's 2025 action plan and 2030 strategy, which is primarily ensuring an open, global, connected, and secure internet. and how ISOC alumni and youth standing group can engage in policy, advocacy, internet standards, and digital cooperation. So it's about we discussing about internet policies, standards, and digital cooperation. It's going to be a very light conversation, not very heavy. So I will start with you, Ihita. You've been a youth ambassador for some time, and I would like to just walk us through your journey, which is just going to inspire us all.
All right. Hi, everyone, once again. So I am based out of India. I live in a city called Bangalore. I have a day job, but something that I've been doing for the last 7 years is contribute to the space of internet governance. And I'm very proud to say that one of the very starting points in the space has been through the Internet Society, the ISOC Youth at IGF program, which is now, I think, called, or maybe it's been restructured to call the Youth Ambassador program. So we have a current ambassador sitting among us also, and I see a few more in the audience. So we'll be having an interaction with you. So I'm part of the 2018 cohort, and in 2016, I was an ICANN Next Gen Fellow. After that, that's where I met a bunch of young people from the Internet Society, and 2017, I'd applied. I knew that I was not ready, but I wanted to understand what the whole process is and what is it that I'm supposed to expect, in terms of my growth and my application. 2018 is when I got the fellowship. And that is the program took me to the IGF that was happening in Paris. And that's where I met a lot of people, a lot of young people, lots of sessions, lot across the spectrum of data, inclusion, trust, environment. But I am still friends with most of them. And I have a session coming up, this IGF. I had a couple of sessions the last IGF, and so it's purely based on the strong friendship that we've all maintained over the years, and all of them have been consistent and supportive in the space. So after 2018, I think then I had the privilege of also being a mentor to the ambassadors in the COVID batch, and I had one mentee. And we mutually, since in 2018 also we set up Youth IGF India, we worked on setting up the national IGF for her country. And I think that was a very good way for us to exchange best practices, and that was enabled through the ISOC program itself. Until date, I think over time, I have been part of various huddles that come up or any kind of webinars because I come from cybersecurity. I'm interested in the space of community networks or around encryption, the kind of work and policy and tech developments that are happening, or the work that ISOC supports. So I'm part of these kind of initiatives and work that evolves through it. So I think in the whole journey, since 2018 till date, Youth IGF India has done great work, but all of this is also strongly through partnerships or collaborations, because in the COVID time, I reached out to my batchmate from the 2018 edition, and we said, let's do something. She's based out of Ghana, Lily. And we said, let's do something because across both our countries, there's an overlapping issue of meaningful access. Young people not understanding the kind of impact that advocacy has. So why don't we do something called a Youth Advocacy Weekend? So we came up with that. It was a 2-day workshop for the young people in Ghana and India. And we ensured that the course curriculum was very inclusive and easy for them to understand. And it was output-driven. So we had executed that, and we reached out to the IGF Secretariat, we reached out to Internet Society that this is something that's actually came out from this kind of a collaboration. So this is just one example. I'll just hand it over to my friends here to take it forward. Yeah.
Very inspiring, very moved. And I know Lily very well. I'm sure she's joining all the way from the States. She also inspired all of us. I read about Ihita. I mean, when you got into the Internet Society Youth Ambassador Program, it all inspired us too. I myself, I am also a youth ambassador in 2021. So it's a full circle moment here for all of us. And we are just taking up all the space as young people. So let's keep on keeping on. Very inspiring. Thanks for inspiring us. I'll move to you. I would like to tell us your story, how you got into to be an alumni and also a youth leader. Tell us.
So thank you, and hi again. So if I have to say about my journey, it's go back to the 2017 when I was just a first-year law student. My friend called me and asked me about the cybercrime law for some sort of the experience he has experiencing, and that was the first time I was searching for the cyber law in Nepal. And I only found one section of one law, that is Section 47 of Electronic Transaction Act, and that is so vague, and that was not even sufficient. And that was the time I realized about the importance of cyber law and making the internet secure. Then fast forward to 2019, that was the year when I had to write one academic paper for my course. Then I started writing on the cyber law. Then I wrote 3 other papers on internet laws, on right to privacy, on online freedom of expression, and that's how I get into the whole ecosystem of internet governance. Then in 2022, I was the organizing committee of IGF Nepal. And then I started working in this field, in ecosystem. I started looking into the Nepal's policy environment. I had an opportunity to work with the policy reform committee of Nepal that was doing on information technology bill of that time. It was a very regressive law, and I had an opportunity to be a part of that. Then that's how I started being in part. In 2024, I was in Mr. Ananda, who is also an alumni for this youth ambassador program, called me and said they are setting up for the Nepal chapter ISOC. Whether I'm interested or not, then I said yes, and that's how I entered into a Nepal chapter. And in 2025, I had an opportunity to be selected as a youth ambassador.
Amazing. Amazing, beautiful, incredible. Such an amazing journey and very, very inspiring. We will come to you, the audience. I know many of you are youth ambassadors or say are youth leaders. You're also going to share your story. You are part of it. I'll go to Osama and give us a brief introduction about your journey too.
So basically, ISOC do a great job in investing in future talents through its diverse programs. So when I got selected for the first time to be a youth ambassador, I was not ready. I can relate, guys. Why? Because you immediately think, I'm still in the learning phase. What can I deliver? What can I give? So the first thing that I did is I reached out to my fellows. Shout out to Jeannie Spicer if she hears us. So we had some discussions. How could we help the community? How can we contribute in the internet governance landscape? A very complicated one, very large one, and we're feeling very small in it at the first sight. So we agreed after many discussions that our asset is we are youth. We are entering the field at an early stage, and this is really a power. You have an opportunity to learn from your seniors, from experienced people, from people that spent 20 years in the field. So in this process of reaching out to Jenny, this was the second part of the response, the collaboration. We are youth, we are obligated to collaborate with each other, to collaborate to find our answers, to learn from our best practices, each one in diverse fields, diverse regions, and diverse environments and content. So we have similarly different and similar problems. So if the correct and the successful collaboration could really gain us a lot of time. And then we moved after the program, after so many learning, I discovered that the learning itself is an asset. Why? Because how can you achieve big things if you don't learn? And when we are learning, we need to remember that we need to follow it directly with what I call micro-implementation. When you learn something, try to directly implement it at least in the very minimal way possible. And this is what I guess I try to do all the time, trying to learn. I know that there is a lot of to be done, but being a doer, we're talking a lot of sessions to be a doer only, to be proactive in any space you are, it's a very, very great thing to have.
Forward looking, This session is supposed to be interactive, and you are come to you, the audience, the participants. How many of us are youth leaders or say have taken part in any youth? Oh, I can see hands showing up. I mean, are you a youth leader? You're a youth leader. Saba, Yao, you're all youth leaders. Okay, so quick 30 seconds. You are going to share with us what, at the moment, what inspired you as a youth leader, your greatest challenge. Just share any story with us. Then we will quickly move to a breakout session where we get to interact and network. So, youth leaders, shoot your hand in the youth. I saw so many hands. I'll be bringing the microphone to you. Okay, Tori. All right, sorry. 30 seconds, exercise brevity.
So you said challenges or what inspires me, like both?
Yes.
Okay. So challenges, I think there are so many I cannot count, but what inspired and challenged me both, I think, was actually a buzzword called digital sovereignty. And I was like, how can this protectionist way of digital realm be so trendy right now? Because sovereignty shouldn't be national, it should be sovereignty of the people, and it should be sovereignty from the people over their data. So that's what inspired me in the beginning, and that's what led me kind of onto this journey to become a youth ambassador this year. And I'm in this way also looking into cybersecurity. I worked for the Swiss government in cybersecurity, and yes, I'm really looking forward to learn from all my peers and to see or hear your inspiring stories.
Thank you. You can share. Sorry. Your name, where you coming from?
Okay. My name is Enoch Singano. I'm one of the current youth ambassadors for Internet Society.
Which country?
Malawi.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So what inspired me to join the program was, so in Malawi, many people are not connected to the internet. You have many people living in the community as well, in rural areas. So most people weren't connected to the internet and were not aware of things like cyber threats such as social engineering, phishing. So most people could get scammed and get hacked. That really hit me hard. So I was inspired because my background is in cybersecurity and IT. So I was inspired to join the program in order to make a change in my community area, as well as in Africa in general as well.
Thank you very much. Anyone from the back end? Okay, I can see a hand there. Lady in jacket, then lady in black. Okay. Your name, where you're coming from?
Hi, I'm Amy. Me and my friend here, we've been youth advocates for about 6 to 7 years now for the UK Safer Internet Centre, Microsoft and the UN. One of my greatest challenges, I think we would both say our greatest challenges, is trying to actually see change enacted, because we talk for a very long time, but we feel like a lot of it falls on deaf ears, so it's really pushing for that change to actually come about. And I'm really inspired by young kids who come up to me after events, talks, or whatever, and they say that they're really inspired by what we do and they want to pursue something like that in the future. So it's nice to see that other kids want to also advocate in the same way we advocate.
Inspiring.
Hi, I'm Cosima. I worked with Amy for quite a while, and now I research like online policy and do some advocacy and so on. I'd say the biggest challenge I come across is the lack of cohesion across like different countries and trying to sort of mediate between firms and like legislators when they are all coming from different places with different goals. I'd say the thing that inspires me is the fact that when we do like media literacy initiatives and so on, the way that young people are then like empowered and able to function online and actually make the most of it and advance their lives, I think it's like, it makes it worth it. It's just a shame sometimes when that's stifled by other objectives.
I love that point. Very instructive. Any other one? Any person? Yes, let's go. Then we come here. Okay.
Thank you. We have a bit of a British corner at the back, I think. My name's Molly. I'm representing the Digital Health and Rights Project with Santiago from Colombia. We work in 4 different countries with over 600 young people and focusing specifically on digital health. So we're quite new to this space and really excited to connect with other young people. One challenge that I've seen in this space already, just 2 days in, is the meaningful participation of young people, not just the participation of young people. I've seen one young person on a panel, apart from this one, and I think we really need to change that. So, yeah, that's the challenge that I've witnessed this week.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I saw hands here, and your name, where you come from.
Hello, my name is Jun Beck. I am from Seoul, South Korea. I'm a co-founder of a youth privacy advocacy organization called Youth for Privacy. I think the biggest challenge that our organization has been facing is the fact that, at least when it comes to digital privacy, young people, there's an attitude where they feel like everything's online anyway, so what's the point of like doing anything to protect your privacy, for example? So that kind of like fatalism, I think, when it comes to privacy, I think that's like one of the things that we're trying to like, talk them out of. Yeah, but the best thing is that whenever I come to events like these and meet people like y'all who are doing an amazing job, I get inspired as well. So always happy to be here.
Inspiring. One hand here.
Hello everyone, I'm coming from Bangladesh. My name is Saida Kamrun Jahan and I am the chair of Bangladesh Youth Internet Governance Forum. I am working with internet governance since 2019 when I got the fellowship in APNIC and SENOC. So the biggest challenge of Bangladesh is the lack of the knowledge about how to use the internet safely, and the empowerment of the youth peoples here, because they still there is many knowledge gap there, and we have many cybersecurity issues there. So we are working there. This is the first time I am attending physically the IGF. So I have many knowledge from you young people, young leaders sitting in front of me. So I want to learn how to make them to learn the meaningful internet users. So I hope this session is very interactive for me. Thank you.
Amazing to hear from all the wonderful people, their personal stories, their challenges, their success stories. And it's always refreshing to hear from young people. One thing I did get from one takeaway is that we need to speak to each other. Some of our struggles or our challenges are quite interconnected, and the only way we can get the solution is knowledge sharing, benchmarking, and speaking to each other. And that's the next thing we are going to do. In the next, say, 10 minutes, we are going to speak to each other, how we can build bridges. They say life is better in company, so we need to co-pilot. And we are going to co-pilot right from here. So I'd like to go to my panelists, or say my colleagues here, and ask them, throughout this journey, they've suffered roadblocks, they've suffered challenges, rejections upon rejections. I know that's the part we do not talk about. How do they personally overcome these challenges and roadblocks? How do they do it? Inspire us. You want to start? Who's going first?
So I will talk about something, for example, that I can relate to, which is social media addiction, because we are like digital natives. We are a generation that is born with social media. Many of us was introduced to internet in their childhood, others maybe in their teenager years. So when we have this full connectivity, sometimes it's become really disturbing. You can't really output yourself from it. You are always there. So the self-management about it and the long-term use of our phones, our social media, our internet is a crucial, I guess, challenge that we're still having, and we still engage with it each day. Sometimes we are going so strong for it, and sometimes not. So I guess this challenge could be really to fixing more goals, to try to reach out to the youth, try to engage in important discussions, also try to build something together, because I guess building something together is really where we can find the true collaboration, the true communication between us as youth. Yeah.
Ihita, floor is yours.
So I'll like to address the point around how do you deal with rejections and failures, right? I mean, of course, it's easier said than done, because, like I mentioned, earlier, that my process started with a rejection, right? So I had applied for the program, but I got rejected. But I think that's also the beauty of it. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're trying to do in India, right? We run an annual fellowship program, and the idea of the fellowship, and we've of course taken a lot of insights from the way that the ISOC also runs the fellowship, is that we try to create some kind of a feedback loop. So the young people, they go through mentorship, they go through training, they interact with fellow young people who are fairly mature in the space. They also meet like leaders and different stakeholders across the different verticals of internet governance. And they get informed on the different opportunities that are out here. So they go apply. Of course, not everybody from our cohort gets through every application that's out there. So there'll be one person or two people who get through. So the feedback loop is such that me being a fellow, I have dealt with the kind of rejection or type of exposure or what should ideally go into my application, and I impart that input. They go, a couple of them do that, they come back, they join our alumni network, and the feedback loop continues. So you actually, ensuring that areas that are actually gaps are, bridged, and you just try to develop your application, you're trying to develop yourself, but the most important challenge is to understand what is it that is your area of interest in this space, because you might be applying to, let's say, in the space of environmental sustainability, but I know my expertise and strong area of interest lies in AI or even cybersecurity. So that kind of an exposure is something that you need, and you need this kind of a feedback loop, and of course having a positive attitude to the fact that it's all part of the process, that you will eventually figure out exactly who you need to speak to get the right set of inputs, to be able to hit that exact spot that is your area of work, your area of interest, and your area of people, right? So yeah.
Thank you. Quick one, then we go to...
So dealing with the rejection and failure, for me, the dealing with rejection and failure is something about the learning the whole process again. Whether did I do wrong or what went wrong is the first step. I trying to figure it out about the how can I reverse that result. Sometimes being in a youth leadership for internet governance, most of the time the rejections comes as you are too young to have these sort of things. You don't have enough experience to be heard in any forum. So that's the kind of rejection in Nepal especially I have to go through. So I come up with the alternatives for that, dealing with that kind of rejection. Writing papers, doing some sort of blog writings, giving them the I know what I'm saying. I do have a knowledge on the things I'm claiming on. So that's how I deal with it. And if there is something about knowing new skills or experience or learning, I try to redo again until I get succeed on it. So that's the two way I deal with the rejection and failures.
Yeah, thank you. Personally, one way I have been dealing with such setbacks is trying to learn from others. For instance, if I'm to apply for a program, I just quickly go through past fellows, their LinkedIn, talk to other people, and they review my work. It's such a great way to just overcome these challenges and all. And also talk to friends, talk to your colleagues. They are great sort of, events and all that. We go online and pick quick comments, then we proceed. Saba, is someone online? Is our online moderator, Chris? Chris, the floor is yours. Or there are comments they would like to share? They can't hear. It's not Claire. Okay, Claire. You'd like to hear you? I think we are having technical issues. She is speaking, but we can't hear on site. Quite bizarre. If possible, we can get the comments on the chats. Time is our greatest enemy. Okay, so the next, since we are resolving this issue, we'll go to the next round of our discussion where we are going to speak to one another. So my panelists and myself, we are going to join everyone here. You at least speak to 3 people. And then we'll come back and share the ideas. Whatever you had, you're just going to share here. So in the next 10 minutes, or say 10, no, you have to wrap up. So in the next 7 minutes, try at least speak to 7 people. Get that icebreaker. Let's go around. Let's start. Clock ticks. Let's go. Let's get to know one another. Your name, where you're coming from. Hello? So all too soon, time, we have 7 minutes and we need to just reconvene. Yes, we know we have time after this, we need to reconnect, but this was just an icebreaker. So you are going to reconnect, Yeah. But it's refreshing talking to you all, and good to know all the wonderful things young people are doing from Nepal to Russia to England to Malawi. It's great, refreshing. And my man from Singapore, great. Pakistan. So quick one, we take a few comments from online, then we come back and share the wonderful ideas we had. Okay, good. We are having technical challenges and difficulties. We were thinking we could improvise, but we go on with our on-site. If you can take comments with regard to the chat box, that will be very forward-looking. So with that, against that background, we move to our on-site participation and we pick comments. What did you learn from this quick icebreaker? Quick one.
One thing I think we all agreed about back here is that we're all very passionate about what we do, but it's very hard to get in the space, especially now. And it's quite sad to see that not many people are able to get to these kind of platforms and speak their voice. So we feel like voices are kind of being suppressed, and we need to do more to make sure that children can actually speak at events like these and other events so that their opinions are also getting heard.
Amazing, super. Anyone? You want to go, Osman?
Yeah. Actually, I was having an interesting discussion with our colleagues, Thomas. We talked about really two crucial parts that we should consider as youth. First of all, for all students, consider really the extracurricular activities. There are a very good asset for your journey because this is what differentiates you, as I mentioned, what gives you a unique perspective, a unique way to create your profile. So this is a very interesting thing to say. And one other challenge that we may face as young, we should not ignore the AI presence in the next few years. Many of us are worrying that AI will replace and will take our future jobs maybe. So it's our work as future policymakers maybe to start defending the human-centric goal of the AI. Because the end goal of the AI is to support human creativity and not to replace it. And we shall all embrace that. Yeah.
I know that is a very raging topic, whether AI is taking that dimension of capitalistic and sort of exacerbating the AI divide and all. But we will get more into it. I think it's a topic afterwards, we can just have that philosophical debate and all that. And as young people, too, most importantly, we contributing and shaping digital policies. That's the most important thing. We creating spaces and not being afterthoughts in the policy discussion. That's the most important thing. So, you want to share something, Ihita? Or yeah, good.
So my last take will be, as a youth, we need to get involved in internet governance, as that is this something that will directly impact on our way of living, our future. So we need to be very vocal about the discussion being held on. We need to be assertive and we need to take our stand, have a direct and meaningful participation in shaping any kind of governance that is related with us and our future. So yes, thank you.
Ihita, your last words. So these are your last words. We have 3 minutes to go.
Yes. All right. So I had a very good discussion, although very brief, and I found that the students, the people I spoke to, political science, AI, human rights, just the fact that just in this crowd, you're able to get 3 different perspectives, 3 different areas of interest. I think it's incredible. We should be incorporating these, leveraging the kind of exposure perspectives that we have to come up with new projects and programs that will actually create some value, right? So I think that's one thing. The other thing I want to talk about, and a domain that goes very unnoticed, and maybe young people are not actively involved, is standards. So there are opportunities out there that where young people are asked, or you can actually position yourself in the standardization domain. We are all building domain knowledge. And I personally, as somebody who very strongly advocates for young people, quality contributions in the standards, tech standard space. And you can, of course, choose your domain of interest.
Super. One comment from the audience, then we wrap it up. Any comment from the audience? Quick one, quick one, quick one. See something? Quick one. Yeah, good.
My comment is networking is key.
Great. You want to add something? Quick one, 30 seconds.
Last thing is like, I am here because there were some people who guided me, who mentored me. I could see some faces back there. So please be that one to guide the upcoming generation so that they can be the youth leader who will shape our future.
And maybe I will also have to share my last comments. As young people, we are full of great ideas. No one is a repository of all knowledge. The only way to get things moving is just sharing knowledge, collaborating, and just keep moving. Our revered ancestors and prolific scholars from the past, that's what they leverage on. And if you are to play on the words of Martin Luther King, who stood on or evoked the words of Langston Hughes, if we can't run, we should walk. If you can't walk, we should just, by all means, we should keep moving. So young people, let's keep moving, even if we are crawling. Thank you very much. I have been Osei Menukeja, and I have been your web moderator. Thank you, my great audience. Thank you, the online participants. Let's keep moving. Thank you.